That's the way it sounded, Jim. The West Ham fans had his say already. He said, "New year, new me. Get that muppet out of my club." Welcome back, boys. Good morning to you, Jim.
Happy New Year, Jim.
We'll try and touch on that during the next 4 hours or so. But elsewhere, it's 1 win in 8 for Spurs after that defeat at home to Newcastle.
Cool.
Everton failed to score for the 8th time in the last 10. They lost 1-0 at Bournemouth. They're just outside the relegation zone. Mikel Arteta was left moaning about a penalty as Brighton rescued a point against his side, and Liverpool and Manchester United played out a second half thriller, drawing 2-2 at Anfield. I watched the Fulham Ipswich game before that, by the way, and that was cracking as well.
It was, wasn't
and
it?
anybody who's written Ipswich off, well, they might well have to think again. Now, look, as far as the action at Anfield is concerned, one player who had an afternoon to forget was Trent Alexander-Arnold, subject of a £20 million offer, so we're told, from Real Madrid last week. But his boss, Arne Slot, said afterwards that the transfer speculation had no impact on Trent whatsoever.
I don't believe in those things, but it's. I think 9 out of 10 people will tell you that it affected him. But I'm one of the 10 that tells you that I don't think that affected him. What affected him is that he had to play Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot, which are 2 starters for Portugal. Great players, and we have a fantastic player here with Diogo Jota, and he's not even playing for Portugal. So mostly he's not playing. So that tells you how much quality United has. And if these players set themselves to a game, and that is what United once in a while do, then it's very difficult to play against them. And I think that is more difficult for Trent to play against Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot than it is the rumours that were there during the week. But yeah, that's my opinion, and probably everybody's going to tell you that it had to do with the rumours, but my opinion is different.
Well, Roy Keane said afterwards, Ali, he's talking about going to Real Madrid. He'll be going to Tranmere after this, which was a bit harsh. But it looked like United targeted him, didn't, right from the very start.
Well, absolutely. Listen, it's been documented before. I mean, Trent's main strength, he's a heck of a player and he's having a great season, by the way. Let's get that out there immediately, right? Immediately. Yes, all over the place defensively, which he sometimes is, Jeff, because his main attribute is, I would have said, his passing, and certainly the way he sees things, and certainly in forward areas. Defensively, I don't think he's ever been great, Jeff. I really don't. But I think he got absolutely exploited to a certain degree yesterday by a United side, by the way, who played exceptionally well and probably answered 1 or 2 critics. I know it's only 1 game, but I thought it was a very, very good performance from United. But in terms of Trent's defensive play yesterday, A, I thought it was really, really poor. But B, I'm maybe not just as surprised as some people are, because I don't think he is great defensively. I think, as I said earlier, his main attribute is going forward with the ball at his feet and passing. Yeah. So, fair play to Ruben Amorim and United for exploiting that, and they did it exceptionally well. Yeah, they did.
Jamie Carragher's been having his say as well, but on the other fullback, he said, I think Andy Robertson, who's a legend, is just hanging on in every game. If Liverpool could get a left-back in January, I think that would put them in a really strong position to win the league. Hey, Jamie, I've got news for you. Liverpool are in a really strong position to win the league. Everybody, I think, can see, Ali, that Andy Robertson's having a bit of a battle.
Yes.
At the moment. It's not news, really, is it? But
no. Do you know what it looks like? It looks actually, Jeff, as though he's having a battle with himself more than anything. I think, looking at him, he's clearly been excellent for Liverpool. And I still think he'll fight his way through this. I do. It looks as though it's a little bit as if he's questioning himself a little bit, as if the confidence has dipped, and he's making... Do you know what he's doing, Jeff? He's making uncharacteristic errors, silly things, like... I know it's a stupid thing, but nothing became of it. But 95th minute to go, he gives away a ridiculous free kick in the left-back position. Just mistakes like that he never used to make that are creeping into his game.
Yeah, I agree. I also agree with you that I think he's going to battle his way through it. Yeah. For United, 1 win in 7 league games. They're the bare statistic, but that hides so much. Ruben Amorim, pleased with the mentality his team showed at Anfield.
I think we faced this game, second half, first half, with a different mentality. I think that is the difference. We can talk about the system, the technical we are short, we are tall, but the mentality sometimes is everything, and you feel it. In the end of the game, I look at the pitch, and the guys were really tired. And sometimes we have to explain to my players that we have to finish these games like that. So I think that was a good day in that aspect. I think we could have won, but they had opportunities. Also was a good game.
You know what I thought was really interesting, Ali, apart from that, they did play really well. I thought after the first 10 minutes or so, I thought they were the better side.
So did I.
Really throughout. But afterwards, Amarin said he was really mad, because of how they performed in other games. He said, we have to do it against any opponent. Today, I felt the players really wanted it. Tomorrow, relax, forget, and the next game return to the same old behaviour. I like the way he calls it as it is.
Well, it's absolutely spot on. And it's the same thing you and I spoke about when we first came on the show. You look at Rangers' performance against Celtic, absolutely out of this world, and everybody's raving about it. That's the standard you have to maintain. At clubs like Rangers, Celtic, Liverpool, Manchester United, where there is an emphasis effectively to win every game, not just a game or a couple of games, every game, then you have to have that mentality to perform. You're clearly not going to win every week, but you have to have the mentality and your own mindset to realise you're playing at a club where you have to just, it's imperative that you win games of football. And that's an interesting thing that Amarim says about Manchester United. And of course it'll be interesting to see the next 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they could have walked away with all 3 points, couldn't they?
Yeah.
With that Harry Maguire miss.
What did you think?
Right at the end.
Would you think they were just... Who was it on the right-hand side? Was it Diallo? I thought one of them might just have sneaked offside. I wasn't sure. But I did feel for Harry Maguire, man. It was one of these ones. He's got to hit the target.
Yeah.
But can I just bounce before him? I thought, oh, Harry, I felt for you, mate.
Yeah, I did too. But look, I mean, under Amarim, he's got a new lease of life. He has been discarded so many times. And I'll tell you what, he's got bounce-back ability, hasn't he, Harry Maguire? Because he always digs in and gets on with it, and that's what he did again yesterday. Max in London says Robbo's been worse than Trent this season, but you can tell Robbo still gives 100% every game. Trent is a better player, but didn't show the effort that a player should, especially in a game like that.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.